Are you headed to Iceland and you do not know what to take? Are you considering waterproof, water resistant, real hiking boots, hiking sandals? What should you do? If you're headed to Iceland, this is a perfect packing guide for you. I'm Kim, the Abundant Traveler, and I've been to over 65 countries and lived in 5. I'm a travel expert and I'm here to inspire and encourage you to go out there and see the world. So this video is everything you're gonna need to know before you pack for your trip to Iceland. This is going to be your summer packing guide as I'm here in August, and these are the things that I brought with me. Number one, it is very important to realize that it is still cold here in Iceland even in August. The average temperatures are in the mid 40s during the day, and it gets as low as 20 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit in the evening. So even though it's August, you're going to want to bundle up. First and foremost, let's talk about outerwear. Well, number one is a hat. This is a cute little Icelandic baseball cap I brought. And when it was sunny, I did have the opportunity to use this and take some cute photos. But in general, this is basically useless a lot of the time, even in summer, because there's too much rain and too much wind. So what's best is to actually bring some beanies. This is one I brought from home, and this is one that I bought that is a Icelandic brand. These are great. This is a little bit lighter. I wore this one a lot more. This one is heavier, probably more for winter in Iceland, but both of these are super valuable to have, and you're going to be wearing a beanie or a cap every time you leave the house. Now, the next item is waterproof gloves. I don't recommend water resistant. I do think it's best to have waterproof. It rains enough and you're near the falls and there's rivers everywhere, and when your hands are cold, you do not want water resistant or regular gloves. You're going to need waterproof. Next, for outerwear, you are going to want to bring a puffer jacket. This one covers my hiney and almost to my knees. I bought this. This is actually Texas winter weight, and it's been perfect here in August. One thing I really like about it, it does have a hood as well, and this hood is great for when the wind is blowing here in Iceland. Next is a waterproof jacket and waterproof pants. Yes, I think you should have waterproof pants. This is Icewear. I actually bought this jacket here in Iceland and I absolutely love it. The reason I love it is its bright colors. When you're packing for your Icelandic trip, make sure to bring bright colors because the waterfalls are all this beautiful blue. The green grasses are all green. The lava is all black, and you want to stand out in the photos that you take. So make sure to bring brightly colored clothes, especially your outerwear, because you're going to be in this outerwear a lot of the time. So this was my exterior jacket, but what I bought on Amazon, which was perfect for a couple of days before I found my other waterproof stuff, is this cheesy blue outfit. Yes, it's not very attractive, but it is completely waterproof, and it was the perfect addition to my trip and my packing. I really needed this 2 or 3 times on my trip, or I would have been completely soaked. Iceland is all about nature and it's all about being outdoors, so you want to make sure that you bring proper shoes, which are waterproof hiking boots. And I do recommend hiking boots that actually cover your ankle, even though mine do not. There is no reason bringing a pair of hiking boots if they're not waterproof. You have got to have waterproof clothes while you're here in Iceland. These are great. I've hiked all over the world in these. These are fantastic, but they've got to be waterproof here in Iceland. I also suggest that you bring a pair of flip-flops. The flip-flops are great for if you're staying in someone's house or staying in an Airbnb. They recommend that you do not wear shoes inside because they're filthy from being out hiking. So you can wear these inside the house if you want to. Also, if you happen to stay in a hostel, you can wear these in the showers. And finally, when you're going to the hot springs and you need shoes to be walking around instead of walking in the cold barefoot, then the flip-flops are the perfect thing. Other than that, when I'm walking around in town and I'm just hanging out, I have worn my Uggs every single day. You really don't need fancy shoes unless you're going to be on a cruise and going out to nice dinners or anything like that. But honestly, Iceland is pretty casual, so wearing my Uggs or my hiking boots or my flip-flops inside were the perfect thing to bring. I actually brought these 3 pair and that was it. It was perfect. This on the flight, this for hiking, and these when I needed them. If you're finding value in this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so other travelers like you will be able to see this packing guide so they don't miss anything on their trip to Iceland. Also, if you are interested, I have a free download of everything that you're going to need for your Icelandic trip. So go to the description below and download my free guide. Now let's continue with the packing guide. This is all about the layers you need to be packing inside your outerwear above your underwear. First, let's talk about the pants that you're going to need. In summer, I didn't need any long underwear. I was warm enough with the pants that I had. And my favorite pants that I brought are a pair of, actually brought two pair. These are water resistant leggings that I bought on Amazon. I did put the link to these in the description below. I'm 5'11", so these are quite tall, but these are great pants. I brought two pair of these. I also brought hiking pants. These are the zip off hiking pants, which are great. These are Columbia. It's summer in Iceland, but it is still cold enough. You are never gonna zip these off. These would be great, but I would wear a pair of regular leggings under these because this is probably not warm enough. In addition to one pair of hiking pants and two pair of water resistant leggings, I brought two pair of regular leggings that I walked around town in and just hung out in. They were perfect, so those were the 5 pair of pants that I brought with me. I did bring one pair of jeans, but because it's raining almost every day, I didn't want soggy jeans and didn't really have a place to let them air dry because everything is damp in Iceland. So actually, I haven't worn my jeans at all in 2 weeks. So would I bring them? No, I sure wouldn't. Now let's talk about what goes on top. First of all, I love wearing these tank tops. They're inexpensive. I buy them on Amazon. They are not wicking, they're just cotton, but they are great and I love them. This is always a base layer, except when I'm skiing when I really need a wicking layer. Then I brought, these are my ski shirts and I love this. I brought 3 of these. These are great. So I had several tank tops and then I had these ski shirts that I wore underneath. They're just warm enough. They're not too warm. They have a zipper, so when I got hot, I could unzip them here, and they're a perfect layer and a wicking layer as well. These are great, and again, I recommend bringing bright colors because that will show up really, really well in a photo. Next, I brought 2 types of jackets that are more windbreakers, so they can actually go over my tank top, but under a vest, which I wore every single day. This is a North Face jacket, and I love this. It's super thin. It is wind resistant. It is not water resistant, but it's perfect. Again, it's a bright color. I also brought my favorite jacket with me everywhere I go. This is a Lululemon cross chill jacket. It has a hood. If you're noting, a lot of my jackets have hoods. There was so much wind and rain that you really need most of your jackets to have a hood because it got super windy. So this Lululemon is fantastic that I absolutely love, and I take this everywhere. Actually, this is the jacket I wear on every single flight that I take. So again, the information is in the description below. No need to write it down. Last is I brought 2 vests with me. I brought a white one and a black one just to keep my center warm in winter. Anyway, in general, I always wear a vest. So if you're a vest wearer, you definitely want to bring some. If you're not a vest wearer, just skip it and just make sure you bring the right layers. Now for me, I always bring scarves with me. If you're a scarf wearer, then definitely it's a great place to bring a scarf. If you're not a scarf wearer, bring one anyway because it's really cold around your neck. I always bring a couple with me. It adds a little pizzazz and style to what you're wearing. You can also take your hiking clothes, put on a scarf, and call it good if you decide you want to go out to a fancy dinner here in Iceland. I also brought this big wrap with me. This wrap I could just throw around my shoulders. I could throw it over my head if I wanted to. I could also use it as a blanket. This also I bought on Amazon and I absolutely love it. And if you're not a scarf wearer, then you can always bring a gaiter with you. I actually wore this a couple of times when I was out hiking. I started the hike in the wind and the rain with these, kept me nice and warm, and as I started hiking I got warmed up and I didn't need these, but it was perfect to have with me. I'm really glad I brought these with me. And the final clothing item before I head to the accessories that are extremely important is a pair of woolen socks. You need several pair of these. You want to make sure that your feet stay dry and clean, and woolen socks are the best to wick away all the wetness. Now, accessories. You're going to be hiking because Iceland is known for hiking, being outside, lots of adventures. So you want to have just a little day pack. This is my Venture Pal. I love this. I take this on all my day hikes. This is not a full-on backpack. It is just a little day pack. It's perfect. It folds up. It's very easy to carry with you. Next are hiking poles. These are black diamond. I love these. The paths are not the best here in Iceland. It is very rugged, so you probably, if you're going to be doing some serious hiking, you're going to be wanting some good quality hiking poles. These are super light. They're my favorite. I've had these for a couple of years. Again, information is in the description below. Also, if you're going to be hiking, you need some of these. Of course, you got to pack out what you pack in, but you want to bring some of these. Also, when I am hiking, I always bring my Swiss Army knife with me. Of course, can't go in your carry-on on the flight, but it can go in your checked luggage. I also have a tiny set of a fork, knife, and spoon that I take with me when I'm doing lots of hiking as well. And if you don't want to pack your big rain gear, you can always pack a little poncho if you're going to be hiking. This is great. It will keep most of the rain off of you. It has a little hood. Again, I bought 2 of these for like 10 bucks on Amazon. And finally, for hiking, you also want to have this while you're traveling in general. This is a water bottle. You want to be able to have a great water bottle with you on the entire trip. And something that's very cool, you don't have to buy water in Iceland. You can simply fill it up from one of the waterfalls or the lakes because it's all glacial water and it is all safe to drink. So water bottle and fill it up at a beautiful waterfall. So things can be quite expensive in Iceland. So it's very common to go shopping at the grocery store and go camping or rent a camper or stay in small B&Bs and basically cook all of your own food. So I recommend bringing, this is my portable igloo cooler. It's great. It's waterproof on the inside. It folds up very neatly and very tightly, and it's perfect to bring with me. I also bring reusable grocery bag to put all my groceries in it, which this has been perfect. Also, if you do shopping, you can put all your tchotchkes in here too. And pro tip for coming to Iceland, you want to make sure that you buy your alcohol at duty free when you land. You can have 6 bottles of wine or 1.5 liters of liquor. It is so expensive to be buying alcohol when you're on the island. So make sure that you buy all of the alcohol you want for your trip on duty free. Make sure you do it before you leave and get your luggage. So that's pro tip. If you like to drink, get it at duty free. The last item for food is bring some extra Ziploc baggies. Always great to have Ziploc baggies in case you have things that are wet or you want to split up the food or you have any leftovers. Speaking of being wet, you want to make sure that you bring a bathing suit with you. 1 is enough. It is for all of the hot springs. Great to have a bathing suit. Again, you want to have a bright color because the hot springs are typically lava, rock, and dark or just a monochromatic blue color. So that's that. In addition, with that bathing suit, you want to have a quick dry towel. You never know when you're going to need this in your travels around Iceland. You actually may just be drying yourself off when you've finished a hike because it was pouring rain by the time you got home. A couple other important things to note: bring your medicines with you. There are not many pharmacies around the island when you're traveling around, and also the pharmacies don't have everything that you might need from home. So bring your prescriptions, bring your cold medicine, bring your Claritin or whatever you need with you because you don't know when you're going to have a chance to buy it or if at the pharmacy you will be allowed to buy it. Just a couple more items to bring with you. Number 1 is an eye mask. This probably needed to be the first thing that you packed. It is so important to have an eye mask, especially in summer, because there's 20 hours of sunlight here in Iceland, which will completely mess with your circadian rhythm. So an eye mask is a must. Also, they are on the European plug, so you want to make sure that you have a converter or an adapter. I love this one that has the regular plug as well as 3 USB, 1 USB-C. Remember, it's a 2-prong. This is perfect. And finally, bring an extra charger because you don't know when you're going to need your phone charged. This is really, really important because there's not lots of outlets in the hotels, there's not lots of outlets in the car, etc. So you want to bring an extra battery. So that sums up everything that you're going to need for your trip to Iceland. Again, I'm Kim, the Abundant Traveler. Make sure to check out this video on Iceland as well and say hello when you're traveling around, and I can't wait to see you very, very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, everyone.